Hello and good evening, everybody. We are back again this live Thursday night. We have, I think it's episode 40 something. I should know that, but I don't. We are fortunate here tonight to have two new acquaintances to me somewhat over the last week or two that we've been putting this show together in the background. These two gentlemen have incredible stories. I really want you to get to know them as they're going to be a big part of our community going forward in a lot of different ways. Their expertise in their fields is completely different as all of us. So we bring a diversity to our community, and that's really what's going to be a big advantage to all of us going forward. But I know that you're all excited to hear about a product in which these two gentlemen are a big part of going forward, and they will be a part of the support for our crypto crew, and they're going to help us along this journey of the next few weeks and months of learning exactly what GoBaby is. So, gentlemen, Edward, I guess you're going to go first.
Yes, sir.
What is your story, and how did you find out about GoBaby, and how does it all work in your life?
Okay. So first of all, Allan, thank you so much for allowing us to share with your audience and let us into your very, very special and focused and very successful group. A little bit about me. I have been in finance most of my life as sort of a front. It's going to sound a little weird, but it all come together as a front agency. And that makes sense because my back agency, I'm 32 years now retired in late 2017, 32 years a federal agent. So one of the superpowers that I bring to the table is I know what the Matrix has been programming for the last 150 plus years, right? And I know what they're up to. I know what they're doing now, and I know what they're going to do. And it all surrounds your finances. As I tell people, I'm bold enough to tell people, particularly those that have advanced finance degrees, everything you know about finance in today's fiat centralized system is a scam that's built against you. Right. And what are you taught? Everybody knows this, right? Some of you may not, but it makes sense. You are programmed to go to school, get a job, trade time for money to make somebody else wealthy. So now you know, particularly the world of decentralized finance, that has all changed. And how fortunate are we? So my background puts me in a very unique situation because I do know finance really well. Financial intelligence for you. Our platform, which Attila is my valued partner and good friend, it's all about educating people of what they don't know that they don't know about the fiat made-up system. And then when people realize, actually, I get the question all the time, why would the government do that? I'm like, well, it's the fact that you're asking that question tells me that the program worked, right? So we, Attila and I, have put our heads together to break it down piece by piece. Particularly, you guys are in the know. You guys are some of the smartest people on the planet to be in the staple crew. But would you believe that 92% of the people walking the earth have no idea what crypto is, have no idea what decentralized finance is? What is that? That's a huge opportunity for us to educate people, bring them up to the point where they can actually make a decision for themselves that matters about everything. And money is not everything, but it's right up there with oxygen. If you really look at it, and you've all heard, follow the money. Well, it's a great day for us, and we are so blessed to have run into a gentleman by the name of Ed Barsano. And then I skipped over a part. So Allan, you asked me about how did I get to know GoBaby Trade. That was because of my partner and friend, Attila and his relationship that goes back to 2012 with the creator of this platform. I'll tell you tidbits about this gentleman, and hopefully some in the not too distant future you'll get a chance to hear from him. But he is a 50-year programmer, 25 years of creating auto traders. Now, this goes all the way back. He's been programming AI since 1989. AI has existed since 1955, but most of us have not heard of AI except for the last couple of years. AI this and bot this and AI whatever, right? Cut through the butter. And this gentleman has created something that does not exist anywhere else on the planet. Literally does not exist. And everybody said he couldn't do it. Well, guess what? He spent 25 years creating an automated system, both for stocks and crypto. Thank you that we all have a chance to participate in it. You're going to see, and we do a weekly webinar, and anybody that wants to come 100 times gets to learn more and more about this thing, because the more you see it, the more you know it, the more you understand. When you first see it, you go, this can't be real. It can't exist. It can't, but it does. So Attila said, hey, there's this guy, Al Staple, the Staple Crew, that speaks our language. What if we reached out to him? He probably wouldn't respond. But guess what? He did. And we are here today and have the absolute honor and privilege to share something really, really special with you. I say on our show, put your 6-point racing harness on, because if you don't, you're going to see some things that are going to make you fall out of your chair. And I'd hate for you to bump your head on the first day before you actually get to see the whole thing. So with that, that's my introduction. No, I don't get paid to be a comic, but I'll leave you with this last part of the introduction. Attila and I are here to serve, right? The more we serve, the better we are. Zig Ziglar said, the more you help people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. So again, it's an absolute privilege. Thank you, Allan, for letting us share and speak to your audience. And I'll turn it over to the big strong guy. The what are you, 7'8" now? He's a Superman in my eyes. So we're very good friends.
Thanks, Edward. Appreciate it. And I echo Edward's sentiments. Allan, thank you very much. We appreciate the fact that we have a chance to speak to your audience, and they're the same as our audience, where they're hungry to find ways to, take advantage of this digital money revolution that's in front of us. I always tell people you cannot live 10 lifetimes and have the financial opportunity we all have now, which is pretty amazing.
So true.
So my background is also purely financial. I've been a financial planner, wealth consultant, helped raise money for various projects, mining, this, that. But I don't want to bore you with the details. Let's go to 2017, almost 2018. A buddy of mine introduced me to a Bitcoin mining project, and I didn't know Bitcoin from a jelly donut at that point in time, but I learned fast, and I loved the idea of sovereign money, getting that middleman out of the way. So I caught the fever back then. That project didn't last, and then life got in the way for me. So in September 2020, literally 5 years ago, I had the time, and I was in the right place at the right time to take advantage. And, I totally missed the internet revolution. And when I saw the opportunity I had 5 years ago, I said, you know what? There's no way on earth I'm going to miss this revolution, because first of all, it's way too intriguing and way too interesting. The technology is a mind blower. I saw already 5 years ago that the train had left the station, although technically it really hadn't. But I saw, in my perception was that it had. Thankfully. And I just learned everything I could about the space. Now, you don't need to do that to participate in what we're going to share with you tonight, but I did. Built a nice crypto portfolio, but I'm a cash flow guy. I love cash flow. When I was young, my parents said, cash is king. I do believe that's out the window. It's been replaced with cash flow is king. Yes. And let me tell you, in the last 5 years, I'm embarrassed to say I've lost way too much money in 5 different blockchain/crypto cash flow projects I got myself into. Now, why did I lose those funds? Because I wasn't the one that was controlling my cryptos. That was a third-party wallet, third-party exchange. Poof,
Yeah.
when things went south, I couldn't get to it, which is totally the opposite of what we're going to share with you tonight. We feel the number one priority for everybody, and I know Allan feels the same, is the safety and security of your funds. That's paramount. So we'll explain that, but we're so blessed to have this opportunity to be able to make money in our sleep 24/7. Literally, you could automate a portion of your financial life. You may have dreamt of something like this. You just didn't know it was available. Well, I'm telling you, it's available. It's real. It's proven 25 years. And we have a hotline to the creator anytime. And that's a pretty rare thing. I have a great relationship with him, you know, and Allan has met the creator.
Yes.
Amazing man. Amazing
Not
man.
a creator, but Ed Barsano.
Yeah. I'll meet him later. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of
Yeah.
kind of my story, Allan. I'll turn it back to you, and we could share in detail what we have here. But I want to turn it back to you first.
Yeah. Thanks, gentlemen, for the compliments and everything else. The crew we're just really, we are a family, we're a team, and we've been, as you all know, investing is investing. It's boring. Both of you come from an investment background of some degree or another, as I do. And it's very boring. It's like, oh, okay, well, wait a minute. When do I get the box of chocolates? Oh, well, when you're 65 or 25 years of putting, acorns away for just decades. And like, oh, wow, I get to retire now that I can't throw a football or, hit a golf ball anymore. I get to retire. So what I've really looked for in the last year in particular, because as crypto people, it's like, I've been in it since late 16. It's like, I know it's coming. I know the revolution's happening, but each person's payday is at a different time in their life. Like somebody might think, oh, well, $5 XRP and I'm done, baby, I'm out. Or somebody else might have to be 500. Well, 500 seems like miles from now. That's just a long time, even if you're a young person. So really the focus for my Thursday night show in particular has been, how do I make money? How do I get people to cover their nut? How do you cover the basics? Okay, when you think about what you're going to do with your extra paycheck right now, as crypto people, you're like, our grandparents would have said, put in the bank, or, gold bugs would say, well, buy silver with it. That's a great advice too. Not bad advice, not saying that. But if you could put something, let's say that's earning, I don't know, even 5% a month instead of, I don't know what the bank pays, 0% a year.
Yeah.
And then loses inflationary. So what you're talking about is an income stream that you must have, okay, a side hustle for that fluid cash that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You got to have it because you want to spend it. You don't want to keep the cash. You want to invest into more crypto. Well, this enables you to do that. But the big thing here is, what do I do? I'm going to buy whatever it is. I get $1,000 extra at the end of the month. I'm going to put $500 in crypto. What am I going to do with the other 500? Well, 90% of the people are still in that brainwashed programming that they put it in the bank. And it's like, well, I can always, it's fluid there. I can keep it. I can spend it there. Well, you gentlemen are about to show us tonight a better savings, in my opinion, a better savings account is the way I want to kind of look at it. That grows not exponentially, but compoundingly, if that's a word, for many, many months to come. And the more we do this show, and the more I wrap my head around it, I'm going to get back into the 20 years of all the history that I have of trying to find a product just like this. I'm so excited about it. But tonight I'm going to let you guys have the floor here, because everybody on this channel knows I'll ramble on for an hour and a half, but let's go ahead and get to some facts about what it is GoBaby trading platform is. What is it exactly?
I think, yeah, thank you, Allan. I think I'll go into 5-6 minutes on, it's important for everybody to know the background, the backstory of how I met this gentleman. And as a result, all of you are here this evening because it's a pretty interesting story. I want to give you a little bit of his background and you'll see why this is so important. But what happened was this gentleman, by the way, after he graduated the Navy, he several years after, he had a nuclear engineering job somewhere in Virginia or near DC. And then he got one of the first 300 people hired by Bill Gates. Imagine in the mid 80s when Microsoft was going like this, just vertical. It was bonkers over there. And he was a rock star. He doesn't like it when I say that, but he really truly, I know better because I know. He was a rock star with them. He was one of their top programmers. He was the lead on many projects. And he got it done. And after 9 years, he was less than 40 years old. He retired and he was bored to death. The first year he did all kinds of stuff and then he stopped. He said, man, this is boring. So he started investing in the stock market, buying tech stocks. The internet revolution was going like this. 2000 came along and he lost 60% of his net worth. And, you know, he wasn't so ticked off about the money he lost. He felt like he got robbed and it was a big gamble. And he said, you know what? I'm going to level the playing field and I'm going to hurt them. Whoever them is, I'm going to hurt them. So what he did was with his programming experience, he put together and he programmed and he developed the world's first, for the consumer now, for all of us, the world's first fully robotic autonomous stock market trader. So get this. You downloaded software. Back then, it was not web-based. It was downloadable software. It took 60 to 90 minutes to download this. It was cumbersome. But once you downloaded it, 9:30 Monday morning, this thing turned itself on. It traded for you all day long. When your stock went up 3% or whatever you set it to, it took the profit. When it went down a certain percentage you programmed it to, based on the settings, it bought more at a lower price, and it did this 100% unattended. What does that mean? That means you could be on an airplane flying from New York to LA, and this thing's taking money and making money for you. No screen time. And that's amazing today. Back in 2000, 2001, it was mind blower to the average person. Now, the big boys on Wall Street already had something similar, but not the average Tom, Dick, and Harry and Sally. No way. So he sold these at quite a good pace. And in 2012, a buddy of mine who knew Ed said, Attila, how would you like to make money in the stock market without doing a darn thing? And I was like, what are you talking about? It's not possible. Yeah. And he said, yeah, I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman that created something where it is possible. So I sat down with Ed. I was about, like you, Allan, I was about 10, 15 minutes. And I said, okay, sign me up. I'm buying this license. I bought it on the spot and I used it for 3-4 years. Then I got divorced. Life got crazy busy and crazy upside down for me. I kind of lost touch with Ed. But Ed, at that point in time, from 2012 to 14, they sold $16 million worth of licenses. He teamed up with the marketing company. And then after that, he actually went back to being solo because, you know, partnerships are tough. Yeah. And in 2018, he actually sold out to a hedge fund who had previously purchased many, many licenses from him. Now, this is where the story takes a twist. It's March of 2024. I'm sitting there at my desk. I had a rough day at the office and I said, boy, I got a great crypto portfolio. How do I just keep making more crypto on my crypto without losing all the money I lost in the last 3.5 years? And it took me a day, but it hit me right between the eyes the next day. I said, my friend Ed Barsano, I forgot. I'm sure somewhere in the last 3 to 5 years, he's created a trader for crypto like he had for the stock market. So luckily for me, I still had his phone number in there in my phone. I tracked him down. We spoke for 3 hours. He confirmed my hunch. He did launch it in April of 2021. And he said 2 things to me. Listen carefully. He said, Attila, as soon as I turn the crypto trader on, I said, man, when I saw that volatility, he said, I'm done with stocks. And the second thing he said, this is light years ahead of the stock trade. And I said, Ed, why do you say that? He gave me actually 4 compelling reasons. He said, number one, stock market trades 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7, 365. Big advantage. I said, absolutely. He said, number two, Attila, if you want to make big money and good money in trading anything, precious metals, stocks, Forex, crypto, you got to have a ton of up and down action. Volatility is the name of the game. And there's no asset class more volatile than crypto. I said, right again. And then the last two, number 3 and number 4, is what really got me. I'm almost done, but this is real important, folks. Listen carefully.
No, we're loving it.
Yeah, he said, look, I got great news for you. It's not downloadable software anymore. It's web-based. And I'm not a techie. I said, what does that mean, Ed? He said, when you buy this license, I can have you trading live and connected to your Coinbase account in less than 10 minutes. I said, giddy up, let's go. I bought the license on the spot. And in 8.5 minutes, he had me connected live to my Coinbase with just under 10 grand. I was blown away because I remember 2012. That was cumbersome back then. So I'm like, okay, what's number 4? And this is the one that's the key. He said, Attila, I created an API connection to your own Coinbase or your own Kraken account, so you and only you control your money. I can't touch your money if I wanted to. And I said, Ed, that's the holy grail, safety and security of people's funds. Let's go. I said, Ed, we gotta bring this to the world. Let me help you market this. And then I brought Edward in, and that's kind of how we got here. So before I turn it back to Edward, he's going to share a screen I hope everybody's got their seatbelts on, because this is kind of a mind blower. But I want everybody to keep 2 things in mind as we go forward for the rest of the evening and for the rest of our time with all of you. When we say set it and forget it, we literally mean this is set it and forget. Please take it literally. There's literally no screen time. So here's an example. You buy the license and you go live in 10 minutes or less. You could take a trip to the other side of the world, forget your computer. There's no internet coverage. You can't look at your trader. It's still making money for you and working on Ed Barsano's servers. Yeah, no interaction. This is not copy trading. You don't even have to look at it, literally. Okay, that's number 1. The last thing I'll say that I'm asking everybody to please consider this. Understand very clearly what this man has created. He has created something that's never existed, whereby without anybody or someone being an accredited investor, without anyone knowing anything about trading, without anybody knowing anything about crypto, you almost don't even have to know anything about computers. You could now make money in your sleep, literally, and automate a portion of your financial life with this platform. It is real. It's as real as it gets. This is not, will it work? Can it work? Does it work? It's been working 25 years. We sometimes have on our weekly webinar, we sometimes have people ask this question. Can I, before I buy the license, can I test it out, see if it works? I'm like, Edward and I just start laughing. We're like, the test is over. It's been working 25 years. There's no need for a test.
It's been back tested. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Edward, why don't you take over from here for a while and share with everybody whatever information you want to share. I know you have a screenshot that'll blow people's minds a little bit about how this trader looks and works. And
actually, beyond a screenshot, we get to run through the bits and bytes. Allan, we just tested just before we came on that I can present the screen. So I'm going to show you what I have set up as a simulator. Right, it's the system. So I'll make that make sense. So when you sign up and buy the license, before you even connect it to your Coinbase or Kraken account, it goes into simulation. Now, what's the difference between simulation and live? Nothing. The machine does not know that it's simulation or live. It thinks it's doing its job 2 seconds out of the gate, right? So when you see this, I'm going to give you a flyby. It's a very, very simple interface, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do. And then I'm going to talk about numbers. Now, remember this, everything I talk to you about, and you can call me on it. Everything that we talk to you about tonight is fact. This is not some pie in the sky. This is not some made up or we think it's going to do. It's done. And I don't have access to the creator's traders. He has many traders set up, but he lit one up for the first time in November of 21. And he said, "Oh my God, how unlucky am I that I created a crypto trader and the market is falling out."
Crypto winter.
What's it been doing since then? Down. It's down, with the exception of some anomalies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, things like that. But the overall general market is down better than 90% during that time frame. Now, here's the scary part. During a 90+% down market, set it and forget it, trading in his sleep, and it literally will show you the active trades. Not all at once, but over, I think we just figured out, I thought it was 4.5 years, but it's like 3.5 years, getting ready to be 4 since he lit
December will be 4 years.
December will be 4 that he activated his first trader. During that 3+ years, 4 in December, here's where you want to stay on your seat. Not all at once, but over that 3.5-year period, he 5x'd his money with cash flow in a 90% plus down market. Now, if you're not asking questions or going, what? Then you're in for a ride. And it's been doing that ever since. And when I say facts, that's not made up. And it may be that you'll get a chance to see it in the near future. But this man is an absolute genius. He took something that everybody, even today, people say there's no way that could possibly exist. No way. You guys know the name Raoul Pal? Raoul Pal just sat in on the Diary of a CEO. Gentleman's name is Stephen Bartlett. He and Raoul Pal and 2 other gentlemen sat and debated all things finance. And then they started picking on Raoul because he's 100% crypto. Well, during that, and I'll make sure that you get that link, but you just go look up one of the most recent episodes on Diary of a CEO, and you'll see when you watch that and you absorb that and compare it to what you're going to see tonight. Raoul Pal comes out and says, passive cash flow does not exist. It's a myth. Guess what he's not seeing?
Yeah.
Guess what he's not seen? He's not seen what you're about to see. So without further ado, Allan, I'm going to hit present and see if I can not blow something up.
Yeah, let's see if we can actually get this thing to work here. It's always a little tricky sometimes.
Yep. There we go. I'm sharing.
Okay. I hope everybody can see that. Let's see if I can make it bigger.
Yeah. It's a
How
little
about that?
small.
Is that bigger?
It's not bigger for me. It's pretty small. Try again.
Yeah, it looks. I see it. It kind of looks bigger. I just switched back because I was on my shared screen. But Allan, does this get this live gets recorded? Correct.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So everybody will get a chance to review. But
It's a good size.
Good. Oh, good.
I can't seem to make it any bigger than that.
No. I was looking at an unexpanded. My bad. Unexpanded window. So you're good. It's big enough.
Okay. So this is what you see when you get inside the machine. It's a very simple interface. Very simple. no stochastics, no charts and graphs and that kind of stuff, because it's just not necessary. So I'm going to take you on a tour from left to right. So just about next week will be 6 months since I started this simulator. And we're also going to show you what I call the $1 billion report, which is only available inside and really only useful if you own a trader, but I'll make it make sense. That's where these coins came from. With actually, take Zora. That was an experiment that one of our clients said, "Hey, on the $1 billion report, I don't see Zora," and for it to be on the report, because it's a 1-year back test that shows all of the highest, most volatile coins over time, which one of the most asked questions that we get is, okay, this thing works, but how do I know which ones to choose? Well, all of that guesswork's been taken away with this. It's actually officially called the high trade count, but I call it the $1 billion report, because if you deploy it or employ it the way that it's supposed to be, meant to be, then it literally tells you what you want to trade, period. So you buy the license, you put your trading symbols in, you fund your Coinbase or Kraken account, connect the API, game over, done. Cash flow, infinite, for a lifetime. This is don't look at this as a quick get rich quick. Allan, I like when you framed it as this is a savings account, but it's a savings account that makes more money than anywhere else on the planet, and it gives you cash flow. What's better, like Attila said, what's better than cash is king? Cash flow is king, right? Mm-hmm. So here's an example. I started this at $100,000 almost 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. In that time frame, it spit out in my sleep $42,686.71. It made $67 today. Over the last 30 days, pretty much know the market for the last 3 or 4 months has been down and flat. There's not a whole lot moving. This has normally been, for me, the first 3 or 4 months was 10,000 plus in profits in 30 days, right? However, I'm not complaining, right? This is running at a pace of just under 100%. By the way, remember, in a 90% plus down market, it's just spitting money.
Let me interject, Edward, because we get a lot of questions on our weekly calls. This is a typical question. What kind of ROI can I expect? Guess what, folks? We could never answer that, because this is totally market dependent. It could be 1/3 of what Edward is showing you now. It could be much less. It could be much, much more than he's showing you. Okay, but we can't. But what we can do is show you history. And we could show you some traders, real people that have purchased real licenses with much smaller amounts than 100K, like under 5K, and what their annual return was. So it's all over the map, but it's going to be a heck of a lot more than you could get in TradFi for sure. And I'll end it with cash flow.
Right. Well, and recognize, and we're not going to get too deep into the weeds, but there are fail safes built into this system that is very, very conservative on the downside, meaning if the market's just fallen out, it will only buy 2 lots of any one of these coins per day, because you don't want to catch a falling knife. Now, however, how much lower can it go? How much lower can it go? By the way, in that 4-year period, or just under 4-year period, it's never seen a bull market. We don't know what it's going to do, but it certainly is probably most likely going to be better than ROI of 100% plus a year in a 90% down market. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. So let me talk a little bit about the profits. The system comes defaulted. You don't have to touch anything. If you want to tinker with it, then you're tinkering with perfection. This is 25 years of clean data, meaning mixing all of the patterns that it saw in the stock market and all the patterns that it's seen thus far in the crypto market, and it only has 2 AIs in it, and I'll explain what those are. When it's programmed to, if there is a 3% drop, it's programmed to buy a lot, right? Each one of these has lots. This little paren shows you how many lots it's purchased over time. But as it goes down 3%, it just doesn't arbitrarily go, okay, you told me to buy it, so I'm going to buy it. It calls the AI on the bottom, and it says, hey, based on what you've seen over the last 25 years, pattern recognition. We just heard earlier today when we were doing some taping that the accuracy of the AI is now 99% of what it can predict pattern recognition over the next 20 minutes. Not forever, not an hour, not tomorrow. If we had that, I mean, this is the holy grail, but if we had that, then we'd be the richest people on the planet. But so it's going to buy a lot at the program 3% buy. It calls the AI, and the AI goes, nope. Hang on a second. It's still going down, in my opinion, if AI could have an opinion. So now that it's called the AI for the first time, because it's in that 3% buy range, there's a marriage that happens. From then on a millisecond basis, AI keeps getting called to pound away on that particular trade that it wants to do. Once the probability drops below 95%, it goes, okay, buy it. It adds a lot. Now what happens, right? Same on the upside. It's programmed to 3% on the upside. You know, cryptos jump around. L3 last week was up 50% at the beginning of the day. By the end of the day, it was priced at what it started the day out, right? With an auto trader, you wouldn't have been able to catch that or calculate that. This is millions and millions of lines of code that decisions on a millisecond. It's brilliant. So automatically, right? No screen time, no nothing. And we'll talk about what you see down the bottom. But it goes up 3%, and the machine goes, wait. I'm going to take that profit. It goes, calls the AI, and the AI goes, no, not yet. It's on an uptrend, which I think we're going to see a lot of when things start jumping. It holds off on the sell. So it's not taking the 3%, which it's programmed to do. 3% all day long, I will take. If the AI thinks it's going to continue to go up, it'll hold off until there's a 95% probability that it's not going to continue higher in the next 20 minutes. And it takes the profit. But maybe it doesn't take a 3% profit. It makes it 7%, 15%. I've seen it take a 30% profit on a dime. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to watch it. All of the indicators, stochastics, name them. There's 27 of them out there that apply to stocks and now to cryptos. There is a separate program outside the trader that handles the analysis, again, millisecond by millisecond, all 27 indicators, which is how it's gotten to be so accurate. Now, when I said clean data a minute ago, what I meant was all of the data that you see is all from within other in the ecosystem of the traders on an intranet. It never goes out to the web and asks anything of anybody. It's not a chat GPT. This is all 25 years, right? So let me change channels for a second. If you've seen trading bots and bots this and we'll teach you how to trade, whatever. All of that has come about in the last maybe 1, maybe 2 years. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't happen automatically. It may give you an indicator and it tells you to go buy it, and you're at lunch and you see that indicator 3 hours later, and by then you've missed out. You don't have to worry about that. You've just hired the smartest trader on the planet to do this without you thinking about it, period. I can't say that enough. If it sounds like I'm excited about it, I'm so excited about it because what it's done to change my family, the trajectory of my family. I mean, I care and love about you guys, but my family gets to prosper over this, and so does your family. This is such a brilliant program. And the guy, when you meet the guy, I call him a genius. As a matter of fact, I said, Ed, I'm going to nominate you for the Nobel Prize in Finance because you've done something that no one else has figured out how to do. And quite frankly, if they figured it out and replicated the system, they don't have 25 years of accurate, clean trading data. So it would be like a 25-year-old arguing with a 2-year-old. Mm-hmm. That's how powerful it is. So I'll take you quickly across the page. This is all the data that you need. Today's moves. By the way, Ed and his team are working 24/7. He doesn't. He's like, Ed, do you go on vacation? Why? What am I going to do? I love doing this. He doesn't go anywhere. And he says, is it my complexion? Does it look like? I said, dude, you don't come out of the basement. Yeah. However, he just told us yesterday and showed us actually, yesterday, right? Thursday. Yeah. We were doing a live webinar yesterday. He goes, hey, see those things that look like hyperlinks? I said, yeah. What are they? He goes, they're hyperlinks.
They didn't used to be.
They weren't last week. So, So this column is closed profitable trades. Remember, it's programmed to never sell at a loss. So all it does is collect inventory, as he equates it to running a 7-Eleven without the brick and mortar. You buy potato chips at a lower price, you put them on the shelf and sell them at a higher price. That's it. That's all this thing does, but it does it super smart. Right? So let's click on closed positions. So whenever you click on a hyperlink, it takes you to the frequently asked questions, and it says, what is a closed P&L? It goes on to tell you. Everything is interactive. He has built in so much into this. You can go in. There's I don't know how many questions, Q&As there are, frequently asked questions, but there's a lot. And every time we get a new one, he adds it, right? Okay. So current price.
Can you go down, Edward, and show folks a closed position using the AI so they could see the distinction?
Sure. Down here, you'll see this is your order filled. Now, again, to remind you, security-wise, this trader has no authority to do anything but send, buy, and sell orders, period. All the cash remains in your Coinbase or Kraken account. We'll talk a little bit about the saved profits. And people always go, well, where are those profits? Somewhere in the trader? No, they're in your account. If you say save profits, all it does is it hides them from the trader so it doesn't get pulled back in to use more. And we'll explain why. So down the bottom, the lighter ones are adding to positions, right? Today, right? Before that, Pepe and Ando sold for a profit. Profit goal reached. And let's see if we can find, here you go. Here's adding. When I talked about adding to your position, it dropped 3%. And it called the AI, and the AI told it to hold off until it was ready to buy, and it said, okay, buy it, which is why it says AI at the end. It does that on the upside and the downside, right? But you can see all it does is buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, right? And look at the time. Look at the times. 12:19, I was probably asleep. 2:43 a.m., I was asleep. Maybe just bat my eyes at 6:04. But this doesn't care. It doesn't sleep. 3:02. And by the way, the time date stamps on the system are defaulted to Eastern Standard Time, right? So you will see different times, but a lot of them are going to be in your sleep, right? 2:40, 2:49, 3:08. It doesn't take a day off. You don't have to feed it. You don't have to have an extra room for it. You don't pay FICA on it. It just does what it does.
And one other thing I want to add, if anybody on here this evening does have a history of trading them by themselves or on their own, this totally takes out the emotion out of trading because you're not, it's automated. There's over 3 million lines of code. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to get emotional. Like I said earlier, you could just get set up and walk away. Beautiful thing. I'm a busy guy. I don't have time for screen time other than what's most important for me in my business. So I can't be bothered with anything that even resembles trading.
Yeah, anything. I equate trying to trade on my own, being emotional about betting on a college football game. Right? I don't gamble anymore. This takes all the gambling away. As a matter of fact, I said to Ed Barsano, I said, dude, you have made making money boring. So bore me to death. Right? So let me show you. I made reference to the $1 billion report, and everything's in here. There are videos. It teaches you how to if you decide that you want to participate. and you're like, I don't want to take a chance because this is a lot of money, right? No problem. We're going to share support emails where you can make an appointment with us and say, hey, I got a bunch of questions. I want to buy the trader. I bought the trader. We'll help you set it up. Bang, 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 done. It's that easy. Okay. So highest trade counts, which is the $1 billion report that I refer to. Again, it's not a. Did that transition okay? Did it come up?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right. Whew, it's working. All right. So this is a monthly report that's issued that takes the most volatile coins and shows you what they are. So you don't have to go, geez, I wonder. You don't have to think about it, right? You just look at this report. It's defaulted to show you in the previous year's close. Remember, all of this data comes from closed profitable trades because why? It doesn't sell at a loss. So these are all closed profitable trades. SWFTC, 1,023 last year. In the last year, sorry, for the trailing 12 months. Comes out. It's a monthly report. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's today.
No. That's it's a monthly report.
Okay.
Right. But everybody chomps at the bit when it gets to be the first of the month. They're like, where's the report? Where's the report? Where's the report? Well, first of all, you shouldn't be hyperventilating over it because you picked really good coins. Stick with them. Don't chase rabbits. Pick the coins and stick with them. That's it. We don't hesitate to tell you everything is done for you. It's defaulted. It gives you everything that you need. And if you can think you can outsmart 3 million lines of code and 25 years of programming experience, think again. But you can. There are ways in here where you can manually manipulate and blow yourself up. But why? If is 100% a year not enough?
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, silly.
It does come out. It takes like 3 or 4 days to crunch all the numbers, but it comes out once a month, and it's usually about the 4th or the 5th of the month that it actually comes out. But Swift, right? 87 on average per month. You know, and this is the trailing 8 months. You know that things have been flat, sideways, and down, right? Which is why these numbers don't resemble these numbers over here when the market was going shit crazy in January, February, March-ish. But things are about to change and change fast. And then it tells you which platform it trades on. So you have all the data to make an informed decision. And then you literally just choose those coins. When you, as a matter of fact, Ed made a recent change where when you sign up, it prompts you to pick the coins that you want to trade. And if you don't look at this report and you go, geez, what would you do? You don't even have to ask that question. There's a little gray button that says trade defaults. It's the top 4 or 5 coins in this list. And then you go bang, bang, connect, done. Go play golf.
Yeah, Edward, one thing that he didn't have till about 2-3 months ago, which I never knew till recently, is that if someone's curious, like did you stop sharing?
No, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Okay. You can still see my desktop, right?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So what he did is he created a link on the left side under each coin. And if somebody's just curious about what that coin is all about, is it a meme coin? Is it a utility coin? If you're not familiar, you just left click on the link and it takes you right to the website. But if you're new and you don't know much about this space, you don't even have to think about that. There's literally a button that says default coins.
Yep.
When you buy this license, you click on that and it fills in the coins for you and divides the money up equally amongst 4 or 5 of them, and boom, you're ready to go. Now, if you're under $5,000, I wouldn't have 5 coins in there. You know, two is plenty. Mr. Barsano, 5x his money since December of 2021 with 3 to 4 coins.
Right.
There's zero correlation between having more coins and therefore the trader making more money for you. Not at all. Right. 3 or 4 is plenty. Just FYI.
So I'm back in the saddle. Can you see the $1 billion report?
No, we don't see it.
No. Hit. It's not coming up on my present.
Okay, so it's probably because I goofed and hit a bad button.
You did it right. You did it right the first time. So while that's coming up, folks, let me explain a little bit about the semantics.
Oh,
When
here
you
it
go
is.
to when you go to Mr. Barsano's website and you buy the trader from Mr. Barsano's site, it's actually $44.99, $4,500 for a 3-year license. We've negotiated a special $1,000 discount. So the link we have to give out this evening, in case anybody's interested in getting going with this, is $1,000 less, $34.99. Now, if you divide that over 3 years, it's $97 a month, or a half a cup of Starbucks coffee a day, to automate a portion of your financial life. It's really, to me, it's the biggest no-brainer in the world. I've been on Mr. Barsano for a long time to raise the price on this thing, because I think this is way, way, way underpriced. But I know the man. I know where he grew up. He grew up in a rough part of Chicago, very, very, very rough upbringing, and he's all for the common man and woman. He just wants this to get out to everybody in the world. So he may raise the price at some point, but you'll be grandfathered in every 3 years at that $34.99 when you pull the trigger here.
Yep.
So,
can you
whenever
see my screen now?
Of course, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me just clear something up real quick, since we're talking about price.
Yep.
If you've only got $1,000 in your account, you shouldn't be using this. This is unless you have, I'm going to call it $5,000, $3,000 to $5,000 to invest into your trading platform on top of the cost of this trading platform. It's not worth your time. But as soon as you're in that category, or if you would like to sell $5,000 worth of crypto, okay, to fund something like this, or 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever you may be, that's when this comes in. You really want to have the funds before you buy the platform. Otherwise you're putting the cart before the horse. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You want to immediately start making money with this thing. So you want to fund your Coinbase account or your Kraken, then get the trader and make sure that it's going to be enough to where it at least pays for the trader. Because I think what's going to happen is within a week or two, you're going to go, oh no, what am I going to do? Have I got an extra kidney to sell? What am I going to do? How am I going to fund this thing? I need to keep putting money into this principal, because I'm watching this principal grow by 7% monthly, 5 to 7%, I'm going to call it. That, you don't need to be a mathematician to figure out that's incredible returns, and you're in control of the entire thing. So I know a lot of people who don't have a lot of crypto, or you know, they have families to feed and whatnot. $3,500 seems like a lot of money to them, and it is. But this tool is meant to replace your job. That's what this tool does. You need to get your principal to a level to where this tool can help you. This is a side hustle, is what this is, in a nutshell. This is a way for you to keep, if you've got 100,000 XRP, we'll call it. This is a way for you to sell 10,000 XRP, and you'll never have to sell the other 90.
True.
Because that 30K will make you a living, or close to a living, or whatever it might be. And you can grow that account. This is simply a tool. This is not something for everybody, but this is something that everybody should know how it works,
Yes.
Understand it, wrap your mind around it, understand what compounding interest can do for the common man, and what set it and forget it in your life can do for you. It's key. Even if it just pays your power bill or your car bill each month, this is free money in that sense. So this is just a beginning night, guys. So I know you have a million questions. We're just trying to go over this thing for the people that are really kind of caught up and they understand trading. But we're going to go over this over the next few weeks. And I'm going to explain that I spent 12 to 15 years of my life learning to do what this thing does for us. And I know the power of what this will do. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. You have your link that you want to share with your family, but I'll go over a couple of more things. So when you click on the Staple Cruise link that includes the discount, don't go right to GoBaby Trade because you're going to pay $1,000 more. Then you're gonna land on a page that looks like this. You're gonna know all this stuff anyway, but you to do your own homework, and we always encourage that.
You're not on the right page, Edward. It's still showing the highest trade counts.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, so hang on a second. I got to stop sharing, and then
no problem. No problem.
All right.
I'm just reading a lot of the questions in the chat, and
we'll be happy to answer questions. If you want to do a short Q&A, we're all for that.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Can you see it's a black background screen?
There it is.
Okay, cool. So when you click on the Stable Cruise discount link, you'll come to this page. You can do all your own research, which we always encourage. I mean, you're drinking from a fire hose with us, but stick with us. This is not the only time. We're not going to pull the rug out and say, oh, no, you have 3 seconds. This is not. Let me clarify one thing. I talked about we're here in service of others, right? This is not something that somebody's going to twist your arm to do. It's the most incredible financial tool that I've ever seen, but it's either for you or not for you, right?
Yeah.
Top traders. People always ask, well, wait a minute, how much money do I have to put in here? Well, it's all market dependent, but here's a screen. Let me see if can you guys see that?
Yep, it came up.
Okay, cool. This is a 1 year back look, a trailing 1 year of some of the traders, the top performing traders in the system. And again, there's thousands and thousands of people that own these traders. Why haven't you heard of it? Because we just came on the scene a little bit over a year ago, and Ed self-admittedly is not a marketer and doesn't know how to do anything but program. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. But look, these are real results. These are not handpicked. These are results. So this person started with $3,178. In the last year has taken $15,000 in profit. Was I exaggerating when I said 100%?
Nope.
1,300 made the price of the trader, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
10,000. I mean, the numbers are all over the place, right? Look at this. Why would you, to Allan's point, why would you spend $3,500 other than maybe you're testing it? $279 to make $454, but it's 163% on your money while you sleep, right? And this is all stuff that you can get to while you're doing your own research through that link. This allows you, each yellow button allows you to click on it, tells you what they're trading, what their trading strategy is, right? This person, everything is, so they're trading 3, right? They've allocated close to equally, right? This is a default number, which means that when you put the money in, people always go, why is it not using all of my money? Well, if it was, you'd be a buy and holder. You wouldn't need the trader. I said auto trader and money management system. So what it does is whatever number you invest in it, whatever money that you put in for it to trade, it already goes in and divides up all of your money. It knows where it's going to spend. It knows where it's going to buy, and it knows where it's going to sell. So if you're thinking, remember I said this is a life trader. If you're thinking that it's going to run in and make 100% and you're going to go out and buy your Ferrari tomorrow, this is not for you. It's not going to do that. But listen, the next, and I have a slide. I don't know whether we'll have time to show it, but tonight, but you'll eventually see it. That where I go, okay, what can $5,000 do for you? It's really not 5,000. It's 5,000 plus 3,500. So it's $8,500, $8,499. And if it just repeated itself, what it's done in a 90% plus down market over the last not even 4 years, $5,000. I know people are going to go, that's crazy. $5,000 at the end of 9 years. By the way, the 9 years is going to pass whether you do this or not. $5,000 minus the cost of your 5,000 or your initial investment, minus the cost of three trading licenses over a 9-year period. If it just repeated itself and you didn't touch the money and this was your savings account and you really didn't necessarily concern yourself with the cash flow, although you could, because $5,000 at the end of 9 years is $2.5 million. Talk about exploiting compounding. This does it all by itself, right?
No, Ed, that's based on that example getting the same results as Mr. Barsano got on his trader he started in December.
Yeah, if it repeated itself, it's just an example.
Yeah,
but if it repeated itself, like I said, yeah, I would think it might even outperform that considerably, maybe in a bull market. But it's never seen one. It's seen some blips, but all it does is the magic is the money management and the wiggles, right?
The wiggles.
So,
yep.
And that's it. And people can then it's going to free up your time because we can make a lot of money. And a lot of you are, because you're properly positioned based on what Allan and the rest of the Staple crew has shared. Yeah. But what can't you make more of?
Time.
Exactly. This buys your time back. You no longer necessarily, you could put a relatively simple strategy in place. I told you what $5,000 would do over that period of time. Could you imagine 20, 50, 100, whatever it is part of your, and a lot of you are holders and huge fans like we are of XRP and HBAR and all of those things that are going to go crazy. Right. Could you imagine taking a little bit out, or maybe even not selling them, but borrowing against your own assets and putting it in the trader? Correct. I mean, could you live if you had $200,000 in there? Could you live on $20,000 a month?
Right.
So enough examples.
So just further that example, this is something I've already thought of way down the road. Let's say you borrow against your own crypto. Let's say you're paying 8% annual, right? It's making 7% a month.
Yeah.
Do the math.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to sell your crypto. You could borrow against your crypto. I'm not sure how I don't know the product well enough to know if you can trade crypto for the trading platform. Can you do that or not?
Well, meaning trading as in, can you buy the platform with crypto?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. USDC or really anything. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So he'll take stablecoin. Will he take XRP?
We'd have to connect them with the buyer, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah, and the answer is yes. It would have to be a handoff, which is easy. I mean, we have Ed Barsano on speed dial. He is so gracious with his time because he wants everybody on the planet to have a chance to see this.
Let me explain some semantics really quick. This won't take long, but it plays into your question, Allan. When somebody buys the trader, you could go with Kraken or you could go with Coinbase. Those are the two US-based. Yeah. Okay. On Kraken, you could only fund the trader with USD. On Coinbase, it's USD or USDC. Now, there's inherent benefits, as all of you know, of staying in crypto in this world we're in. So that's why most of the people I deal with end up going with Coinbase. They rather fund it with USDC. But there's a third option. If somebody has 5 or 10 different cryptos already on Coinbase, you could identify all of your holdings or a part of your holdings. Actually, you can't do part. You've got to have whatever you're on there. If you want to just have the trader pull in, let's say you got 1,000 XRP and you've got, 5,000 SUI. Okay. Yeah. You could identify that for the trader to pull that in. It takes about an hour for it to happen, whereas USDC is almost instantaneous, but it'll pull that into the trader and you could do it that way as well. So there's several ways to go.
Yeah.
Another big question that we get. if this thing trades violently as you say it does, how much money am I losing in fees? None. Here's why. It comes defaulted 3% up and 3% down, but it already, when you connect it, Coinbase is all I use. I don't use Kraken. But when it connects to Coinbase, it automatically connects to Coinbase Advanced, which are lower fees to begin with. And then the profit goal builds in that trading fee. So the trading fee becomes invisible. Yes, you pay it. Here's the good news. It doesn't cost you anything and you still get to deduct it.
Right.
Right. So lots and lots of smart ways. But people go, wow, it's making a lot of money, but I'm going to pay lots of fees. Well, no,
you know my philosophy, Edward. I tell people this:
don't sweat the fees.
never, ever sweat the fees in this space. We're in a space that could change our lives forever financially. We could be so affluent if we want to be, if we position ourselves right. When I first started, Allan, you could relate to this 5 years ago. I was buying cryptos that were, they were nowhere to be found. I had to send USDT to some exchange in China and then exchange it for the coin I wanted and then pray that it gets listed somewhere in the US like 2 years later, Yeah. And I paid a lot of money for that, but I knew the coin was going to do well, so I paid it.
Yeah. We used to do meetups in Starbucks with cash.
That's great.
Well, fast forward to the blessing we all get a chance to say, whoop, there you can look at.
I'm seeing a lot of the questions here in the chat. Let me address something to everybody in the crypto community. I understand you hold crypto and you know the future of crypto and it's bright. And is XRP going to 10x? Yeah. We don't know when, but there's only 1x's annually. Only, I say, right? What you have to understand about that math equation is you're not losing 9x, okay? What you have to understand is you need dollars in today's world to pay the bills, to pay the insurance, pay the car, to pay kids' shoes, or whatever your lifestyle is. You need cash flow. When you buy XRP, you don't have cash flow. Now, if you can show me an AMM or a DEX that pays 7% monthly, I'm all ears. I haven't found one. And the ones that are, they're screen time guys like Mr. Mann and many other people that we know that are really good at running AMMs. Their screen time is ridiculous. I don't have time for that. I'm 65. You have a job. This product is the best product I've seen of the research I've done in the last years that I've seen to compensate your income monthly, if that's the way you choose to play this. The other thing I want people to remember is if you take half of what it earns each month, let's say your net expenses is $5,000 a month, and you put enough in this thing to make 10 grand a month, which would be quite a bit of principal, but still 10 grand a month. Okay. So that means it's compounding by 50% of your monthly return monthly. You should see those numbers at the end of a year. Compounding interest, like Einstein said, is one of the most powerful things in the universe. Mm-hmm. You're not compounding, okay, every single day with your crypto. It goes up 5%, it goes down 8%, it goes down sideways, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that because we all know it's going to 10x one day. My point is this. If you're looking for a side job, if you're trying to figure it, like I did 2 or 3 videos in a row talking about this exact point. AI is coming for your job. I don't care what your job is. It's coming for it. There's going to be a corporation near you that's going to outsource you. Okay. What are you going to do for a monthly income? Are you going to borrow against your crypto? Borrowing against your crypto is a brilliant idea. How are you going to pay the loan back? Where's your cash flow? You understand? We're the three men on this screen are money people. We understand money makes money. And when you're sitting there saying, well, I'm never selling a single one of my XRP, that's just ridiculous. I would never do that. Let's remember the example that I gave. If you've got 100,000 XRP, okay, and you think XRP is going to go to $500 or $1,000 one day, you don't need 100,000 of them, right? I mean, what is that? $90 million? So that's not what
just
you need to
scrape by.
Right. You need to take 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, I'm guessing, place it in something that earns 7% a month. And within 2, 3, 4, 6 months, you're going to go, oh my God, I'm earning $7,000, $8,000 a month, whether I get out of bed or not.
Amen.
You know what? I've had it with my boss. I'm done with that job. I now have the job, and it's called GoBaby Trader. That's my new job. I don't have to learn anything. I don't have to do anything. Whatever your interest in life is, I've talked about this for many years on this channel. AI is coming for you, or you can use it for yourself to better your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is doing for you. I'm teaching you how to fish by bringing these gentlemen to our community. These gentlemen are teaching you how to fish right now. They're not teaching you how to spend your XRP. Everyone goes, oh, he wants me to sell my XRP for this thing? Is he crazy? No. We're explaining to you, can you borrow against the crypto, or you can sell a little bit of crypto? But within a couple, 2, 3 months, you're covering more than your nut. Then you buy back in a couple of crypto each month because you're making 10 grand a month and your expenses are 5. So now all of a sudden you have 5 grand a month and no job that you can put it back into crypto. This is a tool, a lifestyle change tool. And now, of course, the 2 old guys in the room understand the question immediately. What's the most valuable thing there is? Time. Your time at work is what this can give you back. All of those people who, let's just explain this real quick. All of you people who have lost or about to lose your job. Sorry, I'm being invaded by puppies. All of you people who are changing jobs, leaving your job, and you get a 401k and they hand you 150 grand. What are you going to do with it? You're going to put it all into XRP? Oh, okay. Go for it. Great idea. Good for you. What are you going to do for income next month? Now what? How do you keep the lights on? That's what this tool is. And when you can get yourself in the mindset, how long ago was it? 15, 20 years ago. I studied Forex for over a decade. And when we got to 2 to 4% monthly, we won the lottery because we knew that we could compound that the rest of our lives. And I saw somebody in here say, well, why don't you just learn how to trade? Yeah, I tried that for a decade. Good luck to you. Good. It will ruin your life. It will take your life from you in the time. Yeah. That's what it's taking from you. All that screen time and all that. Don't you have better things to do with your day? I'm going to go over all the strategies that this man has thought of, the thousands of them that I've thought of, that if I could ever run across a tool like this, I would use over the next few months on our Thursday nights here. But we're running a bit late here tonight. I really wanted to say, ask the both of you, how do we contact you? How do we get a hold of you, gentlemen?
Sure.
It's going to be great. I'm hoping also, I'm going to spill the beans, that we're going to have the creator of this on next week, if all things work out. I'm hoping I'm going to be in town for that, so we'll have good internet. But anyway, gentlemen, some closing thoughts on some of this. And I know my people are going to have a million questions for me, so I need to do another show, probably just a Q&A. Not too long from now.
We're happy to join you at any time. Can you see my screen now?
I'm sorry?
Can you see my screen now?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I said share, so I think, Allan, you got to do something. While you were explaining, let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see.
We could see it.
Okay, cool. While Allan was talking, and thank you for those highlights, it took a profit. Can you see that?
Yep, in the white. Yep, that's what pops up on your screen, folks. When it takes a profit, not only is it down below, you could see the same profit down below, right there where the arrow is, and it pops up a big white screen. And Ed Barsano even programmed in the sound of a cash register where it goes cha-ching. You can hear that on your computer. Yeah.
It's so
Edward.
So, okay, so I'm going to unshare, and then how do I? Oh, can I? Okay, so can I? It says join the chat. If I say join the chat, can I put not only your discount link in, but how they can reach us? Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Well, let me push the button.
Give it a try.
It'll immediately be in the show notes when the show ends. I know that.
Okay. Nope. Connect to comments. YouTube chat. Connect YouTube account to join the chat.
Sorry, I'm reading some of these comments.
All right. No worries. No worries. Let's see.
Yep. We did have a question. Does it do stocks and crypto at the same time?
It's not at the same time. It's actually a separate license. When he started from scratch and he made the cryptocurrency trader, he also did another one for stocks where it's web-based. So it's literally a separate license, and it connects to TradeStation. That's the exchange it connects to. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't look like it's going to allow me to join the chat. So I'm gonna manually give you something, and actually. Allan, I know you have this, but I'll make sure that I follow behind this and get you a separate email. But the exclusive discount for the Staple Crew, it's $1,000 discount. It's gobabytrade.com/the Staple Crew.
Yeah, one more time. gobabytrade.com.
gobabytrade.com/the Staple Crew. No spaces, just all one.
Yep.
Okay. And if you have non-technical questions, then you want to send it to support@financialintelligence.com.
Yeah. By the way, on the website that the link that we just gave out, gobabytrade.com/the Staple Crew. There's a heading that says videos. I personally have recorded videos there showing people how to connect the API to Coinbase, how to connect the API to Kraken. If you have an issue, just email us. We'll do a quick Zoom.
Yep.
It'll take 5 minutes. You'll be live.
Yep.
It's that simple. Is there anything
we also share
Sure.
the GoBaby Trade support email? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
If you have technical questions, you can get to Ed Barsano and his team as well. And all that is support@gobabytrade.com.
Love it.
Yep. Just some closing thoughts here, Edward, and then I'll hand it back to you to finish up. But I want to reiterate what Allan just spoke about for 5 minutes. I'm just going to say it a different way, much shorter. I have five favorite influencers and people like Allan that I listened to over the last 5 years. I have my favorites, just like all of you have your favorites, and Allan is one of them. That's how we connected. I'm a Patreon member, okay? But when I listen to these every morning, there's a common denominator that I hear throughout all of them, and that is the frustration of the audience and the listeners saying one thing: when is this going to hit? How much longer do we have to wait? Blah, 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 blah. Guess what? If they had cash flow, they wouldn't be asking that question.
Nope.
They wouldn't be frustrated. I have a large portfolio. I'm not frustrated at all. I got cash flow. I'm very patient. In fact, everybody hates Gary Gensler. I'm not fond of him at all, but I'm glad he did what he did. You know why? He gave all of us an extra 2-3 years to load our bags up.
Yes, he did.
Gary Gensler at low prices. So
Yeah.
that's the way I look at it. And I'll end it with this. My portion is done. I just want to say this one thing. We could only work so hard in our lives making money and generating cash for our families, revenue that is. But at the end of the day, once you've made your money is unemployed. Our responsibility for us and our families is to give our money a job. We've got to employ our money. There's no better way to give our money a job than through this trader, because you don't have to do anything. You just got to send it to your exchange, and it's employed. Your money's employed. It's making money on itself. And Warren Buffett said it best. If you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die.
That's it.
Yep.
This is, I know, okay, it's not a secret to anybody on my channel. I know global bankers, a few, more than 3, okay? I just met, he's not a global banker, but I just met a man recently, and he's a very powerful businessman. And he said something to me as if he was bragging, and he should have been. He said, I make 120% on my money annually. That's what he said to me. And I was like, sorry, I think he said 130. I was like, wow, that's a whole new league of investor. 99% of all the people in the world have no idea what that man's talking about. Like most people are like, it's impossible to make more than 100%, Allan. How would you ever do that? You know, like people can't wrap their heads around money making money. Okay. With some compounding strategy, this beats that. Or at least equal that. This man is a massive business institution behind him. Wow. What people don't know about money is everything. We don't get it. We haven't been taught it. You don't understand what it means to, when I work on somebody's yacht, and when I first started working on yachts and working for billionaires, I said to myself, this is absurd. Do you know how many people you could feed for the price of this boat? This is ridiculous. But after you work there for a few years, you learn a couple things. And the biggest thing you learn is, with the interest he makes daily, half of it's going to charity already. The other half can get 3 boats. That's what I call generational wealth. And I talk about it on this channel. I teach that on this channel. And these are the kind of tools and returns in particular, that those people create generational wealth with. And just kind of in closing real quick, one of the things that most people really mess up is they say to themselves, well, these trust fund babies get all this money and they don't even know what they're doing with it. They're all just worthless. The reason why trust fund babies get all the inheritance and it's all in a trust fund is because only about 2% of all the people that ever live life understand what the power of this is to a human being. Most people don't ever get that. They never understand that making money for you 24 hours a day is the key to wealth.
Yeah.
Well said.
They just don't get it. And they don't know how to teach it, and they can't teach their kids. So they have to set up a trust fund so the kid doesn't ruin the family wealth. Because it took the fathers 50 years to figure it out. And thankfully, this group, there's some of us, I want to say up to 10% of us in this group tonight are getting it. We're getting there. That's my whole goal of this channel, is to bring you into where you understand money and you understand it's nothing but a tool. It's nothing but a tool for your life. It's not life or death. It's a tool. And once you master it, you'll have those fishing skills the rest of your life.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Alan, I just sent you the links that we went through. If you want to pass them along to your family. And I'd like to say a resounding thank you. This is brilliant. To be able to share with super smart people, that just as you spoke about, what you saw tonight, you can't unlearn, but what you need to do is you need to unlearn what's been forced down your throat, which is to work for the rest of your life. And it's a great honor. A whole lot of stars aligned. I wouldn't have known about this if I didn't know Attila. Attila wouldn't know about this if he didn't somehow stumble upon the creator. And the fact that we had a conversation because Allan did. Oh, my dog.
My dog's going to bark now.
Hey, enough. So sorry about that. You got dogs. I got dogs.
That's the way it goes around here.
I'm going to mute myself for just a second.
Yep.
Well, there you go. You got dogs barking at dogs.
Now we got it started.
So blessings to everybody. Thank you so much. We're here to serve. Whatever you need, we'll take care of it.
Yep. Thank you, Allan.
Allan, thank you.
Okay, everybody. We're going to call that a wrap since all the dogs are barking us on the way out of here. Gentlemen, we'll be seeing you again. I hope next Thursday night there's going to be a million questions and we'll have more answers for everybody. Sure. Also, anybody that's interested, the links will be underneath the video when it goes posted, recorded. Okay, everybody, have a fantastic night. I hope you guys got something from this. If you didn't, watch the video again or watch the ones in their link, and you'll learn a lot. And this is a powerful tool. I want to remind everybody, no, don't sell all your XRP to buy this thing. That's not what we're saying here tonight. We're saying find some funds to put to work for you if you can afford it. Okay. All right, everybody.
Thanks, Allan. See you next week.
Sorry for the dogs chiming in. We appreciate everybody. Thank you so much.